Good morning, everybody. People, is it all audible?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Shall we begin our session? People, shall we begin? Is it audible first? Clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is audible.
Right, right. Let it go. So, let us jump into the session now. What is the session today we are supposed to do? What is the session we are supposed to do today? Somebody?
About the
What is the
Texas
topic
only.
we have said? See, the topic which we are going to discuss today is again linked to map. Everything which we discuss is linked to map only. So I should put every class from 1 to all classes map, map, map only. If I have to teach Napoleon, map, Europe. Napoleon I have to teach. Right? Map, Europe, Napoleon I have to teach. That's what I have to do. Are we understanding this? Then, if I have to teach something about economy, then again I have to put map, Southeast Asia. Map, I have to put America. So I think through map you can cover everything. Map is just a representation. Today the topic which you have chosen is the Western Ghats. You must know. The topic which you have chosen, right? Today the topic, today the topic which you have chosen happens to be the Western Ghats, right? Why we have chosen the topic, sir? Everybody is choosing some topic, so you have also choose some topic, no, sir. You have to choose some topic. You have to choose, no, sir. Of course, that is one reason. Second reason, every day one current affairs item or another is associated with the Western Ghats, and the UPSC is also fond or favorite of asking some questions in this Western Ghats. Maybe a new discovery of a frog, some insect somewhere in this eco spot of this Western Ghats. So, as far as current affairs, that is one thing. Secondly, all the politics which are present in the southern part of India, the half of the India, south of India, they have connections with Western Ghats. Take for example river. Almost all the rivers, the east flowing rivers, and all the east flowing rivers, and almost all the rivers, major rivers in the South India, the peninsular India, they originate in the Western Ghats. Rivers and politics are interconnected. They are not separable. They are interconnected totally. In Tamil Nadu, just with this one Kaveri river, politics have been built for 40 years, 50 years. I am seeing in every election manifesto in from 70s, you see, from 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, mainly 2000s, the election manifesto of any party, whether it's the ruling party, opposition party, they will say that we are going to bring Kaveri water to Tamil Nadu. That is the biggest manifesto. They are going to comment. Right? So the rivers, they originate, that is one important thing. Thirdly, if you see, the Western Ghats are ecological hotspots in a sense that it is a very fragile ecosystem. That ecosystem has got long, because man is a part of ecosystem, you must know. Man is a part of the whole ecosystem. When the fragile ecosystem is having a change, it drastically affects the life of man, which affects polity, economy, society, everything. The forest in the Western Ghats, if they are affected, we have a forest which is called a Sholay forest. Solai forest in Tamil you say, Sholay forest. This forest have been to a large extent from the times of the British 170 years before, after 1833 Act, Charter Act of 1833, lot of Britishers they came and settled in India, and these Britishers bought thousands of acres of land, and with these thousands of acres of land, they did what is called as cultivation of tea, cultivation of coffee, large estates they established. What is the size of the estate? Thousands of acres. You'll be surprised now. Thousands of acres they will be established. You understand this first? And when they clear this forest, it affects the fragile ecosystem. Forest fire, which is a very important and a constant phenomena in the South India, during the summer months, in the months of June, July, August, is a result of this action. So man's action, reaction by the ecosystem, that creates something for the UPSC students to understand, know, so that he could write some answers in the preliminary, he could mark some answers, write certain things in the mains as well. Are we understanding this? So the Western Ghats per se is very important. Sir, what about the tribal population, tribes? Of course, they are present there. The tribes, if you see, who are the tribes? What are the basis? What are their activities? Cultural points. Sir, if you go into the deep history, the Western Ghats has a rich history. Just we can open one page of the Western Ghats. The northern part of the Western Ghats, if we take just the Konkan coast of the Western Ghats, Konkan region, the Marathas, they had dominated. The Maratha success and the Western Ghats mountains, they are closely connected. The success of Chhatrapati Shivaji would not have happened if there would not have been Western Ghats. Sir, what are you telling, sir? You are telling a story or what? Yeah, I am telling a fact. If there would not have been a Western Ghats, Shivaji would not have established a Maratha empire or kingdom. Geography aids the creation of history. Geography aids the creation of history. How, sir? It is only because of the Western Ghats, Chhatrapati Shivaji could adopt a new warfare technique, which is called a guerrilla warfare technique, which could be adopted only in the mountainous regions. And he could defeat the army of Aurangzeb. And he could defeat the sultans of Deccan. Sir, it is the mountains which helped Shivaji to build the fortifications. Shivaji seems to have had close to 230 mountain forts, you must know. 230 mountain forts he had, Shivaji. Sir, these forts were very important strategically for Shivaji to defeat his enemy. So without Western Ghats, history, Maratha Empire could not have been created. That doesn't apply only to the Maratha Empire, it applies to all the kingdoms which had been established based on the Western Ghats. All the kingdoms which had been established based on the Western Ghats. So Western Ghats are very, very important. Not only in the history, not only because of the new discovery of the species, but also because of so many things. Western Ghats has got an important place. Also, because of so many things, Western Ghats has got a place. You see, without Western Ghats, the whole South India would be a desert. I do not know whether you people know it or not. Without Western Ghats, the whole South India would be a desert. You should know. Sir, the Western Ghats, they block the southwest monsoon. The monsoon clouds of the southwest are blocked by the Western Ghats. Without this Western Ghats, the clouds would not dash, the clouds would not rise higher. Due to this orographic effect, the clouds would not yield rainfall. Without rainfall, there are no rivers. Without rivers, the whole of South would be a desert. So for the monsoon, for the climate, for the agriculture, Tanjavur belt would not be a rice bowl without Western Ghats. It is connected. Tanjavur delta would not be a rice bowl. You cannot have planting bananas cultivated in Karur region without this Western Ghats. Why, sir? All the rivers they originate, and this rivers is a result of these mountains. These mountains block the monsoon winds, and the monsoon winds yield this rainfall. So Western Ghats is a very, very important phenomena, like how Himalayas we say. Himalayas has got a greater impact, that I would accept. Western Ghats also equally play a dominant role in the south. Are we understanding this? Sir, one more cultural point I can tell you which not I don't think which anybody knows in this class hall. The isolation of the South Indians is a result of the Western Ghats. The isolation of the South Indians is a result of this Western Ghats. Sir, in the east we have Eastern Ghats. In the west we have Western Ghats. In between is a trapped culture. This trapped culture, not only because of the Western Ghats and the Eastern Ghats, because of the parameters of the peninsula where he could not escape. North also is blocked because of the Vindhya mountains. So this person is a trapped. The people who are trapped for thousands of years, they lead to the emergence, they lead to the rise of a indigenous culture. Rise of an indigenous culture. And over a period of time, these people, they say, it is not a culture, sir, but it is a race. Separate race, they say. I don't know whether they call it a race or not. I am not going deep into that. They say Dravidian, a Dravidian race. Are we understanding this? A Dravidian race. But sir, definitely I accept that there is an isolated culture. But can we say it is separate race? I don't want to go into this discussion. But sufficient to know the Western Ghats had a huge impact on the past, in the present, and I see in the future also it will have a huge impact. Right? So let us now, without speaking much, I can speak another 1 hour for the Western Ghats. We will jump into the map. Okay? Let us screen share. People, you see my screen? Right, we will enter. See, these Western Ghats are known as Sahyadri. We had yesterday spoken a word which is called Himadri. Himadri, Himachal, Shivalik. Himadri, Himachal, Shivalik. And this Western Ghats is called Sahyadri or Sahyadri. They use the word Western Ghats. And a simple question in the UPSC had been asked about the Western Ghats. And this question created so much anger and furor 2 years back in the UPSC students because many people made this question wrong. And what is the question? Sir, how many states and the union territories the Western Ghats are present? That is a simple question. And the people began to count and they gave a number which is exactly wrong. Exactly wrong. See, the map starts from here, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, this whole is the Western Ghats. Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Karnataka, Goa. They said that, sir, we calculated Goa also. Then they calculated Maharashtra. But they left Gujarat. This is the point. They left Gujarat because they thought, yeah, sir, Western Ghats is Gujarat. How it go up to Gujarat, sir? No. It is also forming a part in Gujarat, Western Ghats. So remember this. Starts in the south tip. Kerala, Tamil Nadu. Right? Karnataka, Goa, Maharashtra, Gujarat, southern part, this part of Gujarat, Western Ghats, they are present there. Anyhow, the mountain range covers an area, I don't want to know this area kilometers, but length, of course, I would like to remember this length, 1600 kilometers, parallel to the western coast. This is another important point. It is not a zigzag, it is just parallel, going parallel, where? To the western coast. That is why the Western Ghats create something which is called a coastal plain. A coastal plain is that stretch of land which is present in between the Western Ghats and between this Arabian Sea. Arabian Sea we have present here and we have Western Ghats on one side. In between there is a narrow stretch of land. Starting from Kanyakumari, you go all the way western coast. You travel all the way and it reaches up to Bombay and north also. Sir, this feature of this western coast, narrow coastal stretch is also a geographical question. In a sense, it is a main question. How this topography, how this is connected with the transport, how it is connected with the challenges faced by the people in these states. It is a narrow coastal stretch. That means linear settlement, which means densely populated near the roads, which means accident prone, bottlenecks, accident prone, bottlenecks, etc. Are we understanding this? So we can go on. Okay. Anyhow, they say the states I told you, Kerala, that's what I have covered. Let us next see. It is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, one of the 8 hot spots of biodiversity in the world. Okay, hot. 8. UNESCO. UNESCO is an organization, United Nations Education, Scientific, Cultural Organization. This organization identifies certain sites and preserves them as an heritage. Why? Otherwise, man would eat everything. If you don't keep something, even if you keep it as an heritage, he has already eaten many things. Okay, they have heritage based on history, geography, different parameters. They have kept this heritage sites. Already, man has consumed most of it, exploited most of it. So, anyhow, to somehow balance that, they had said. One more important aspect about the Western Ghats, you remember a word which is called escarpment. Remember the word which is called escarpment. Sir, what is this escarpment, sir? See, this is actually the Indian subcontinent from here. It so happened that in the geographical past, the part of the Arabian Sea suddenly came down, subducted down. That means the remaining part is very steep. This also is a result of a geographical phenomena, you must know. Remaining part is very steep. So if a phenomena like this is present, this we call it as an escarpment. Please understand, Arabian Sea, you walk inside. Immediately you have a small narrow coastal stretch. Sometimes the coastal stretch is just 50 meters. Then suddenly you have a forest. You have a mountain, steep mountain. Where? In the western side and of the peninsula. Sir, in the other side, if you see tomorrow, maybe if time permits, we'll do about the Eastern Ghats. Eastern Ghats, that is not the case. Go to Madras beach, Chennai beach. From the beach, you walk inside the land. Where is the mountain? Where is the mountain, you tell me? You have to walk many kilometers to reach the mountain. But here you see, go to Goa beach, go to Kovalam beach in Kerala, go to any beach. Immediately just in 1 kilometer or 500 meters or 50 meters sometimes, suddenly you have a mountain. Sir, how this is created, sir? By this effect of subduction of one part, which had resulted to the rise of the other part. This phenomena is called, this is not a phenomena, this feature is called escarpment. Right? So they have been formed by the subduction of Arabian Sea basin, that's what is being lifted. Okay? So let us not go deep into that. Right? Let's again go to the other part. Sir, features of the Western Ghats they have said. It stretches from Tapti river. Please somebody mute your audio from your side. Okay, there is somebody called Kaushik Krishna, I think. Please mute the audio. People you are there? Yeah. It stretches from Tapti Valley to Kanyakumari. Okay, that's what I show you. And another important feature about the Western Ghats, it is a continuous mountain range. It is a continuous, which means what? There are no breaks. In the Eastern Ghats, you will see there are many breaks which are existing. We have different mountain ranges in the Eastern Ghats. Separated by 50 kilometers. Between one mountain to the other mountain, in between the gap is 50 kilometers sometimes. But in the western side, there are no gaps. There are small gaps. These gaps we call it as passes, or otherwise we call it as ghats. 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 We call this as ghats. We will discuss about this ghats also. And I told you about the effect of this orographic rainfall on the Western Ghats. What is this effect of this orographic rainfall? We have a system in the western side. I can use a board, we can draw sometime. We'll use some other class sometime. Right. We have this on one side, the whole Arabian Sea. We have the Western Ghats mountains. The monsoon winds blow across this, leading to the rise of the clouds, cooling down of the clouds, raising the precipitation, precipitation, and finally all the rain falls in the western side of the Western Ghats, making it as a place which is moist, which is dense of vegetation. The other side we make it as very dry, because when the clouds pass through this peak, the clouds already had lost moisture. You know how this monsoon orographic rainfall is created? Moisture bearing clouds, they travel. Moisture bearing clouds. From where the moisture is collected? Arabian Sea. Why they are traveling in this direction? Because of water. Because of the rotation of the earth. I have already, in some class, you must know the concepts. I don't want to go deep into the concepts now. Right? We have the rotation of the earth. Right? The wind is having a southwest northeast direction. Because of the rotation of the earth, the wind is having a southwest northeast direction. So this moisture bearing clouds, they come, they rise because of mountain. The mountain in geography is called orography. Orography means a mountain. So mountain obstruction, it rises up. As it rises, the cloud begins to cool down. When the clouds begins to cool down, then the ratio of humidity, it keeps on increasing. Then at one point of time, the relative humidity becomes 100%, leading to precipitation. Then gradually the cloud crosses other way. Then it begins to descend. When it descends, the clouds become warm. When you warm a cloud, then the relative humidity it decreases. When the relative humidity decreases, there is no rainfall. So this part, which is a Tamil Nadu, which is present here, this is no rainfall. The other side, which is Kerala and all other states, which is sharing a part of this, this is very high rainfall. This is orographic effect. Let it go. Indian influence of the Indian monsoon pattern. Okay, see, this is what it is. This is the Arabian Sea, Bay of Bengal. Monsoons, they come in this direction, southwest to northeast direction. They go like this. Monsoon winds, they travel like this. Sir, what is this, sir? Meghalaya. So this all the winds go. They collect in Meghalaya. They form a bottleneck effect, leading to the highest rainfall in the world in this area, in a mountain which I told you, Garo, Khasi, Jaintia. Where is this Cherrapunji located? Garo, Khasi, Jaintia. It is located in the central, which is called Khasi. Okay, Garo, Khasi is located in the center. So the mountains, the winds, they all buckle here. They lead to this effect. Okay, separately people have given me a request that monsoon also can be done in some class. Monsoon also should be done in some class. We will do that if time permits. Right, the whole monsoon, if you have to take, it takes hours. Bit we will do this. Okay, one part. So this is the Western Ghats. Sir, in between the Western Ghats also there are some gaps. There are these gaps in between the Western Ghats. There are some gaps. Sir, these gaps, through these gaps, some moisture bearing clouds they escape. Small gap of 1 kilometer only. Okay, I had myself traveled to this place. I would like to share some photographs sometime. I had traveled to this place. Right in the south, we have a gap which is called Palghat. In the south, we have another gap in the south which is called Sengota Gap. Sengota Gap. There is another gap in a narrow gap through which there is a place which is called Oral Vaimoli. In south, we have Oral Vaimoli near this south of Tirunelveli. Okay, if you go from Tirunelveli then to the Kanyakumari, on this place you have a small gap which is there, a small pass. There, wind farms have been established in this place. Wind farms. Okay, because this clouds, when they come, it makes the turbines rotate, and there are huge wind farms. This is in fact one of the second, I think, largest wind farms in the Asia. This place, of course, and the first is in somewhere in Gujarat. Okay, what is that? Oral Vaimoli, Muppandal. A place which is called Oral Vaimoli, Muppandal region, which is present here. You understand? So, if you go to in Tirunelveli to Nagarkoil, on the way you have this pass. You have to go through this pass only. Okay, Tirunelveli to Nagarkoil, you have to cross this pass. Which pass is that? Oral Vaimoli. Okay, this beautiful place you can go if time permits. Right? We have other two passes. One is Bolghat, another is Talghat. Borghat, Talghat, Palghat, Sengota Gap. These are the four. I'll show you that in the map. Next map it is there. So this is Borghat, Talghat. First is B. Next is Talghat, Palghat, Sengota Gap. Then, right? And also the monsoon, it escapes here, leads to some places rainfall here. Some places, not all places, slight rainfall. And sir, this monsoon winds, they escape through this gap also, this gap. And this gap is allowing the monsoon winds to escape. because of which this region is a desert region, because there is no obstruction for this monsoon wind. Since there is no obstruction, there is no rainfall, because of which the whole region is a desert region. The whole region is a desert region. So the presence of desert is a result of the orientation of the mountains. Next we'll go. See, again, like the Himalayas, this also can be divided into three sections. Okay, north-western Ghats, middle Shyadri or southern western Ghats. Let us not, I am not so much interested in this division of these mountains by the way, but of course in the books they have divided. So you have to know there is a division which is existing. Okay, northwestern Ghats they have given from where to where is northwestern. This is the middle. Okay, just they have given some points up the river. You do not have to know the degree, latitude and all. I don't think that at least in the UPSC they will ask this degree latitude. In the TNPSC we cannot be certain, but definitely they won't ask these points, right? But remember, there is a thing which is called the basaltic lava cover. You have to know this basaltic lava. The central part of India, which is here, this is the Deccan Plateau, the whole Deccan Plateau. I can go to the other map also, will show the whole Deccan. So this the whole triangle, which I am marking in the map right now, which I am just showing, this triangle, this is the Deccan Plateau. From there to here is the peninsular plateau. From Aravalli is covering all the central highlands, and finally the plateau, the whole of the peninsular plateau. So this is called the Deccan Plateau. The Deccan Plateau, in fact, is said to have been created by what is called as a lava flow. There should have been a volcano here somewhere in the geological past. This volcano had erupted, leading to the flow of lava consuming or creating a whole plateau. So the peninsula, the Deccan Plateau is a lava plateau. Because of this lava plateau, because of this volcano, the soil which is there, the lava which is there is a black soil. Because the soil is a black soil, that soil is aiding the growth of cotton. So the whole part of this Deccan Plateau is a cotton belt. It's a cotton belt. Sir, cotton is present here. So the industries which initially 100 years back, 150 years back developed happens to be cotton textiles. Example, Mumbai, textile industry. Example, Surat, textile industry. Whole Gujarat, Karachi, up to Karachi, you had a whole this belt characterized by textiles. Right, let it go, will not go furthermore. Okay, then we have middle part, they say northern Ghats, central Ghats. This is what I already showed you, right? So there are some mountain peaks also which is given. There are some mountain peaks also which is given, which is called Kalsubai. There is a mountain peak. If you want, you can remember this because sometimes in the UPSC they will ask you to arrange the mountain peaks. Okay, there is a thing which is called Kalsubai, around 1646 meters. Okay, these are the two gaps as I told you. One is a Tal Ghat. Second is a Bor Ghat. Gap is here. Then we have something which is called a Pal Ghat, which is present here. Okay, Tal Ghat, Bor Ghat, Pal Ghat. Gap is here. Right? Anyhow, let it go. So the middle is Shyadri, again granitic structure. Will not bother about this. Area is covered with dense forest and all. Where is this middle? Middle is here, no? So that means this is all coffee plantation. Okay, this is all coffee plantation. And that is given, yeah. Baba Budan Hills, yes. So here you see the middle. The highest point is Mulanagiri in Baba Budan Hills. I have personally visited these places, you must know. I had gone to this, but I did not climb. I had some problem in my legs. So I had gone up to the foot. I did not climb. Just that 1 kilometer top I did not climb. Okay? Anyhow, let it get. So there is a mountain which is called Baba Budan Hills, a very interesting mountain located in the western parts of southwestern parts of Karnataka and of course Mangalore region. I am telling about the Mangalore region. Baba Budan. Please remember this Baba Budan. Baba means you all know, people. Normally a word Baba is given to a saint who is a Sufi saint is called a Baba. Sufi saint means he is not exactly following Islam. He is not exactly following Hinduism. He is following something which is a mixture of Islam, he is wearing a cap, but is not praying, is not doing namaz, and he is putting tilak in his forehead, but is wearing a cap, and is this person is also giving you all this sacred water, which is not a part of Islam. This person is conducting all the meditation, which is not a part of Islam. He is begun to accept disciples, which is not a part of Islam. So a Baba is actually a Sufi. Normally that is a word, but many people they call themselves Baba. I don't want to go deep into that. When you have the word Baba, okay, Sai Baba. We use the word Sai Baba. Whether he's a Hindu, we don't know. Whether he's a Muslim, we don't know. But definitely he should be a Sufi oriented. Sufi oriented. We have Sai Baba, means many Sai Babas, means the one old Sai Baba we have, okay. Then we have other Sai Babas, okay. We have Puttaparthi, we have Shirdi Sai Baba, many Sai Babas anyhow, okay. So this mountain is named after this Baba Budan. Baba Budan is a Baba. This person seems to have brought coffee seeds when he made a visit to Mecca sometime back in history, around 400-500 years. I do not know the exact time period, but this person seems to have brought this coffee seeds and shown this coffee seeds in this mountain range where he had his ashram. And initially coffee began to grow there. Then from then on only the whole region today, Coorg region in Karnataka, this region is called Baba Budan. Coorg region is the largest, best coffee producing regions in India. Best coffee producing regions in the world. Which are the best coffee producing regions? Somebody, just 5 seconds you tell me.
Brazil.
Is it the best? People, which is the home to coffee? From initially, where do we get this coffee seeds from? What people? You are all made it.
Africa, sir. Africa, Middle East, that area.
Where? Africa means where?
Regions of
Which is the
Ghana,
home of coffee?
Ghana, Ethiopia, all these
No,
places.
no. I want an exact place. I want an exact place. Please refer and somebody post it in the group. Okay, I don't want any approximate answers. Exactly, I need this place. Right? Anyhow, let it go. So this Baba Budan seems to have brought all, and of course he planted there. Okay, so today that is very important thing. And also there are some waterfalls in the western side of the Western Ghats. And very important waterfalls is the highest waterfalls in India, which is called Garsoppa or Jog Falls, on the river which is called Shravati River. Garsoppa or Jog Falls in the river which is called Shravati River. Garsoppa, Jog Falls, Shravati River, you remember. And there are many falls, allied falls in Jog Falls. Okay, Raja, Rani, Rocket, Rover. People say said Raja, Rani, Rocket, Rover. Some falls, like in Kutralam is the name, one falls you have. Then you have Aindarvi, that Aindarvi means 5 names. Is it called? 5 names you have, Aindarvis. Right? Anyhow, let it go. So these are the falls which we present here. Then you please remember these two terms, which is Malanad and Maidan. The term Malanad and Maidan. What is this Malanad? Malanad means mountainous region. Malanad is a mountainous region. Maidan means plains. So this part of this Western Ghats is divided into Malanad and Maidan. Remember this, Malanad. So they ask the term Maidan. What does it mean? In geographical term they will ask. Maidan means there is a plains part. Again, all the rivers emerge. I told you, at least remember this river Kaveri. There is a mountain which is called, there is a hill which is called Brahmagiri Hill. Okay, there is a place which is called Talakaveri. Talakaveri means heads. Talakaveri, the place where the Kaveri starts. Okay, so that's what it is. In the southwestern Ghats, the southern parts of the Western Ghats, what do we have? We have Palghat Gap. We have Palghat Gap. Right, that's what I told you. Palakkad in Tamil we have. If you go to Coimbatore, from Coimbatore, if you have to go to Cochin, that way it has to pass through this Palghat Gap. Again, I have traveled personally myself here in these places. Right, the Western Ghats are very beautiful. Okay, if you are an UPSC aspirant, you should dream. You should dream that not only that you have to clear this examination. This clearing the examination is one means to achieve an end. Please, very careful what I am telling. Clearing the UPSC is the means to achieve an end. UPSC clearing is not an end in itself. Becoming an IAS is not an end in itself. Please you understand. People confuse themselves. People think that, sir, where do you want to reach? What is your end? IAS, sir. Sir, IPS, sir. Having become IAS, what do? Then bench tekira. You are just cleaning the bench. You are changing the bench. Okay. After becoming IAS. After becoming IPS, uniform tekiradu. யூனிஃபார்ம் தேய்ச்சி இப்படியே கடைசியில வாழ்க்கையில செத்து போயிடுறது ஒரு ஐபிஎஸ் ஆஃபீஸரா இருந்து அப்படியே மண்டே போட்டுறது. ஸோ தட் இஸ் நாட் அன் எண்ட். மெனி பீப்புள் திங்க் தட் இஸ் அன் எண்ட். தட் இஸ் வாட் தே டூ. சார் வாட் வுட் தே டூ? ஜஸ்ட் கீப் ஒர்க் தென் ஃபைனலி ஃபினிஷ் ஆஃப். சார் யூ ஆர் டெல்லிங் தட் getting an IAS is not an end, sir. What are you telling? I am telling that getting an IAS is a means. It is not an end. Sir, means it is a way. Then what is the end, sir? If IAS itself is a means, then what is the end, sir? I am telling the end is in two. The end is in two. One, service to people. Number two, service to yourself or exploration of yourself. Exploration of yourself. Service to yourself or exploration of yourself. What do? When you become a bureaucrat IAS, you serve the people. Okay, that goes. Then one important part, you have to explore yourself. You have to explore yourself. How do you do that? Travel, meet people, read, see different cultures, interact with them, learn things. Sir, this is the way in which you can live your life. Not just sitting in the room, putting a board, dash IAS, then whole life you sit in the room, do file work and die. If that is what you want to do, I don't want to say anything on this. Sir, I have become an IRS, sir, and one of my friend who is an Indian Revenue Service officer, I don't want to tell the name, and many of my students, most of them are in IRS, and one of my friend is there in IRS, a joint commissioner. He said, sir, do you know what people they say about this IRS? He said, I said, I know IRS means highest post maybe in the Department of Revenue. They say IRS is nothing but a dignified clerk. What did he say? IRS is nothing but a dignified clerk. I said, what are you telling? He told that, sir, in IRS when you sit, what do? File work. So we are doing the file work. The clerk is doing a file work outside the room without AC, sitting with many other people. I am doing the file work, sitting inside the room with this AC, and I am having a tag which is called an IRS, or Assistant Commissioner, Deputy Commissioner, Joint Commissioner. So it is like a dignified clerk, he said. Then I asked him, is it the end? He says, many people think that is the end. But which is the end? The end is you have to explore yourself. You have to somehow reach to the people in whichever job you go. Whichever job you go, you have to somewhere reach the people. Somehow, directly in contact, serve the people. So I am telling as an UPSC aspirant, you should dream that you should travel to the whole part of India. Whole part of India. I also dreamed. I am also dreaming today. But what is the difference between you and me? I now dream. I now implement my dream in my own money. I have to buy a car. I have to put a fuel. Then I have to drive all the way. On the other hand, if you are an IAS, government does everything for you. Only you have to travel if you are interested. If you are interested, only you have to do. All other things government will do. What government will do? Government will make every arrangement. The students who attended classes with me, I told to one student, have you seen Rajasthan? I told them. Did you see this fort? Chittor fort? I told, did you see this Gir forest? Because I have traveled all these places, I used to tell in the class. The student said, sir, we have not seen anything, sir. Whatever you have said, we have not seen anything, sir. Then the student becomes an IAS. Then they go to this training center, Labasna. Then they make a trip which is called Bharat Darshan. In the training phase, in a span of 6 months, 3.5, 4 months, the integral part of the training is Bharat Darshan, which means going around India. In different teams, different areas they go. And then they send me photos, which is my dream. They say, they take the photo, they send the selfie, This is the Himalayas which you are telling in the class. This is from here. Can you see the view, sir? Distance, that is the Mount Everest, sir. Location we can see from here. I had not seen this. Is it not? Then they send the photos of northeast India. The dense vegetation I used to speak in the class, dense vegetation, which I have not seen, of course, the northeastern part of India. People used to take photographs of different places, right? So when you become an IAS, the government will aid you, but you have to decide whether you wanted to explore that or not. You want to decide whether you want to explore that or not, whether you have to take this opportunity or not. So have the dream to travel. Take one bike. I used to tell my students, I have been planning this for a long time. Of course, bit I have implemented the plan with my students. Take a bike, go to the Western Ghats, from Kanyakumari to travel along this Western Ghats mountain. Go to the narrow stretch. Kanyakumari ஆரம்பிச்சு போய் போங்க, நாசிக் வரைக்கும் போங்க. Go up to this Narmada river, Tapti river, you cross this. Just make one trip, just drive a bike and go. 2-3 friends, you travel. What is it? Is India just a part of India? It is going to take 5 days, 6 days. Since I am teaching, I could not afford this luxury. But when there is a break, definitely I have done one part, I will do this. So you explore this, see the people, see the mountains, see the escarpment, see the Konkan Railways, how they have built as a marvel. It's a marvel. Konkan Railways is a marvel by E. Sridharan. Okay, who contested the elections, but of course lost. Okay, I think he lost. I think like gained or lost. I don't know. BJP candidate. Okay, recently in Kerala, in Palakkad region, I think. Right. The father of this, he is called the Metro Man of India, E. Sridharan, and he has written a book which is called Karma Yogi. It's a very important book which I have read. You also should read this small book. So when you travel in these places, that is actually the life which you live. You have to live this. You have to dream this. On the travel, you have to eat variety of foods. If you go mainly to this place which is called Mangalore, the foods are very difficult, very different. I had opportunity to go there. One of my students is there as a deputy commissioner. He invited me to an hotel and bought me so many items. He said, sir, you eat. Whatever you want to eat, you eat. Whatever you want to eat, you eat, sir. I said, I am totally, what to say, out of I'm totally mood. So much food, how can I eat? He says, sir, you try this, see. You know what? The food which is in Mangalore is totally unique than in any other places. I asked this person, how this food has come here? He told me, sir, you know, in history, Mangalore is an important trading depot. So Indian sailors, Indian traders, they have to sail from here through the sea to the Middle East. From there they used to come. So in these travels, they have copied their style of making the food they had brought here with the Indian food. Both this food joined together, and this is a mixture of these types of dishes. The dishes is a result of the Indian mind, and also a copy of something which is brought from the West, Middle East. You understand this? So once you make this travel, you will explore life, you will learn things. So UPSC aspirants, whenever you have an opportunity, 5 days you plan, just walk. Means just, sir, I don't have a bike, get a bus, or in the train you go, or get a bus, just go stop somewhere here. Make a plan. Okay, keep friends. At least some friends will be there, no? For at least 150, 200 kilometers, there will be somebody who knows you. So one day you travel 150 kilometers, then stop there, then rest for one day, then 150, 200 kilometers, stop there. 1200 kilometers I have given in this. Western Ghats is 1200 kilometers. 5 days you can easily make. One way you go, other way you return, or by bus, anything you can be done. So dream to travel, not only in India. Go to this Alps mountains and try to see this Alaska. See this active volcano. Try to see this active volcano. And in Iceland you see, there is a place where I saw this in the documentary. They say the continental plate, two plates, they divergence plate. That is exactly visible in a place. Where, sir? In Iceland. Because that is a mid-Atlantic ridge. Ridge is a rising plate boundary. That place, if you go, actually it is a rising plate is divided. You can see that. Very clearly you can see that both the sides, there is a plate which is buckled, both the sides. You have to make a visit to all these places, right? So dream big, become IAS, serve the people. You also live your life. Are you understanding? You also live your life, right? Anyhow, let it go. So let us jump into this now. We'll complete this lesson. Okay, we have Paul Ghat Gap. Very nice place. You should visit this anyhow, right? Anamudi, this remember this peak, the highest peak in the South India. This is the highest peak outside the Himalayas in India. Outside the Himalayan mountains, the highest peak in India is Anamudi, 2695 meters. This is a funny question about this Anamudi. Okay, which it kept once it was asked in the TNPC group one. Sir, Anamudi is in India or in Kerala? Sir, in one source it is told it is Anamudi is in Tamil Nadu or Kerala. The Anamudi they say it is in Tamil Nadu. They say it is in Kerala. In one book it is the source is given as Kerala. Another book source is says Tamil Nadu. Students brought both these books and went to the court and said now which is the correct answer. What is the answer which the TNPC is giving? Either anyone TNPC said Kerala, Tamil Nadu, they have given different options. Right? Exactly as far as my mind goes, it is a part of Kerala, you must know, Anamudi. Okay, I happen to go very close to this peak. Okay, I visited. There is a national park also which is there, Iravikulam National Park. Okay, Iravikulam National Park is there. If you have time, you can visit these places also. Okay. Near a place which is called Munnar. If people want to go to Munnar and all, that's all on all the same belt. Okay. Then we have different mountains which is called Anamalai. Okay, Cardamom Hill, which is other called as Yelamalai. Okay, it is there. Then of course in Nilgiris we have Doddabedda, the highest peak. Okay, Doddabedda we have Anamudi, highest peak in South India. Anyhow, let it go. Then in the south we have Agatya Malai. This is also a very beautiful place. Had visited this place also Agatya Malai, you must know. It is called Agathiyar Kudam. If you go to Kerala, I do not know whether you can see. It is here, somewhere here. In this place it is there, exactly where I am keeping mine. So you have to go to, you can, previously permission was given to enter from Tamil Nadu also. Now you have to go to Kanyakumari, then from Kanyakumari now you have to travel all the way up, then you have to go. Okay, which is an Agatya Malai. It is said that the historical or whatever say Agathiyar who came and settled in this mountain. Okay, this mountain, near this mountain is another Malai which is called the Podigai Malai. Another mountain which is called the Podigai Malai. You must know Agatya Malai, Podigai Malai. Podigai Malai is the source of many river, one important river in the south which is called Tamarabarni. Okay, Tamarabarni, Kutralam, all these rivers they have this rise in this place, right? And also you please remember this Agatya Malai is a very important trek. You can go to trekking. 3 days it will take. You have to go into the forest, do some research in the Google. We have to get a special permission to go to this place, which is called Agatya Malai or Agathiyar Kudam. Okay, women are not permitted. Women are not permitted. Only men per day 80, and only it is permitted in the month of January, after 8th, I think 8th of January, then February, then March up to the 10 days. So around a gap of window of around 50 days only it is permitted for trekking. I think now because of COVID everything should have been closed. I visited this 4-5 years back. It's a nice place. You should make a visit. Travel, explore. Moreover, if some of your friends are Indian Forest Service, IFOS, then that makes the journey a bit easy. You can get permission and other things. Right? Anyhow, let it go, Agatya Malai. That's what it is. Then we have passes. Before you go to the passes, let us go to the time. It is already 11. So, before I conclude, I am concluding. Before I conclude, I said that today I would announce the test match schedule. Is it not? People, you are all live? People, you are all live or what?
Yes, sir.
WhatsApp.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I traveled all to this Agatya Malai. You are all with me. You slept. You people are all present. Right.
Yes,
Anyhow,
sir.
let it go. So today I said that I'll announce the GS test batch. Right. I'm going to announce the GS test batch, which I have devised in a very, in a simplified but yet in unique way. Simplified and yet in unique way. Okay. So just you see the test batch schedule, then we'll come back and speak. Just 1 minute. Where is the test batch schedule? Yeah. Before we enter, just people, can you see this full? Is it visible, people?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right. Okay. Listen. I am conducting many tests. Small tests I am conducting. Test 1, test 2. The test will continue in this way. Every Wednesday, every Sunday you will have test. Sir, culture modern India like this. Sir, what difference, sir? How can I write 2 tests in a week? You can write. I am not going to give you a full test. All tests would be, initial test, component test will be only 75 mark questions. 75 marks means 1 hour you are going to write the test. So people who feel that they have to sit for 3 hours, do this test, 250 marks, sir, I have no energy, right? I am not going to do that. I said you don't do. Read these topics. And I am going to ask you only 6 questions. 5 questions to 6 questions I am going to ask. Sir, how many marks it will cover? It will cover 75 marks only. And you will write this test, upload to me in the group which I tell you, or you send to me. I will create a separate test email ID I have created. You can share your script with me. Then second test you will write. After every 2 tests, which is after every 150 marks, I will come for a discussion. Through what? Through this Zoom session, I will come for online discussion. I will discuss the answers for the 150 marks. Then having written this test, you can have your papers evaluated. I will give the correction. I will put the feedback. Then after having received 2 papers or 1 paper, when you want a feedback, Zoom, we can sit together. You can meet me in the Zoom and you can get the feedback whatever you want. These are the second thing. Third thing, in the test batch actually, right, I have divided topics into small. Paper 1 GS itself I have divided into actually 4. Test 1, test 2, test 3, test 4. So 4 parts I have divided paper 1. The GS paper 1 is divided into 4 small parts. You do the revision, how much ever you do, just make an effort, do the revision. Then the 5th test is going to be always an essay test. I have integrated an essay in every 4 tests, 1 essay would pop in. It is going to jump in. Sir, what is the themes? Women, I said philosophy. Every essay topic, philosophy you have to read because the UPSC is fond of philosophical themes in the essay. You please go through this. Right? And every 5th test will be an essay. Then we have paper 2. Paper 2 also I have divided the structures. Okay, Indian Constitution, governance and polity separately I have divided. Again, social justice, governance and polity, Indian Constitution, governance, polity, then social justice, then IR, then we have an essay test. Then paper 3, again, Indian economy as 1 part, agriculture as a separate part, right? I have put some economic topic in agriculture also because slightly the economy has got more weightage. So I'm spilling over to other topic also. Then science and environment. Science is a small topic consisting of around 35 marks. Environment 60 marks, 55, 60 marks. So I'm combining both into one. Disaster again is a big topic. So internal security disaster clubbed into one. Again, simple test, component test. Then we have another essay paper, 15. Then again, 4th paper, ethics we have, moral thinkers. Then every ethics paper you have case studies. I have integrated case studies in every ethics paper. Okay, emotional intelligence, moral thinkers, ethics, ethical questions you have asked, public service. Okay, it is all this. Then 20th test, I have put another essay. By the time you write the 20th test, this test part 1 of the test batch will be over, which is going to be over on 8/8/2020, which is 2 months before the preliminary. 9/8, 10/8 is your preliminary. Is it correct? 10/8/2021 is your preliminary. So we have close to 2 months to prepare for the preliminary after this test. Okay. Then after the preliminary, this test batch will continue. After the preliminary, I have conducted full test. Paper 1 full, paper 2 full, paper 3, paper 4. Okay. Then essay, then again 1, 2, 3, 4, another essay. But my point is, we do not know how much time we are going to have after the preliminary to the mains examination. So I have not given any dates, but I ensure that I am going to conduct full test, not a component test. That's what it is. Right? So what are the parameters? The test will be held regularly on Wednesday and Sunday. Then this 1 to 20 will be component test. I'll show that again. First page. So this is the page. GS paper 1 to 4 test. 4 test I am conducting, 75 marks, duration 1 hour. Okay. Essay test will be 125 marks only because essay test is going to be 125 marks each and every essay test. Then GS test 4 test, again 1 hour duration, 4 test it will be. Test numbers I have given. GS test 3 numbers I have given, again duration I have given. Test 4. So I have divided this. Then after the preliminary you will have full test. 250 marks, 9 tests, you are going to have 3 hour duration. That will be done after for the time management, we can write those tests later. Now itself, if we give you 250 mark test, one, you are not going to write. Number two, it is a waste of time and money for both of you. Waste of time, money, efforts, everything is a waste for, okay? So what I have done, this is what I have done. Okay. Other things about this mains test batch is what? Other things about the mains test batch is what? Okay. After every 2 tests, I said after 150 marks there will be discussion. Essay topic also I will discuss. After every essay topic I will come for the discussion. Okay. And the point is that for other subjects, experts will come, they will discuss. And most important of all, whenever you have any corrections which you have to do, you can put it. As I told you, a mail ID I will give. Then once the correction is made, I can send the paper to you through mail itself. I can mark, I can use my pen and do some line here, write some comments, type some comments. Something can be done. I can WhatsApp and I can type the feedback. Or after that, once with the 2 papers in the hand, we can have a one-to-one personal Zoom session. Then we can discuss about that also. We can have. Right. I have decided the test batch to be an online platform because I don't think, even if the government is opening up things, I don't think things getting settled in another 2 months or something. 2 மாசத்துக்கு மீட் பண்ண முடியாது, பர்சனலா மீட் பண்ணி ரொம்ப நார்மல் மாதிரி கிளாஸ் எடுக்க முடியாது அப்படிங்கிற மாதிரி எனக்கு ஒரு ஃபீலிங் இருக்கு. That's what I feel. So that's what it is. Right. Explanation I will give a PDF format. Test I will discuss like how I am doing the class, like this we will do the test. Okay. Next point is that, sir, what is the fees? People, there are 2 ways in which I could have kept the fees. Number 1, raise the fees so high that only less people will come so that I can focus my attention on the less people. Okay. That in fact is one strategy, is good strategy only. You raise the fees to such an extent that only some people can get in so that you can only focus on only those people. But there is a problem with that method. Okay, that method is good, but it's got a very big problem which I don't like, is that people, just because they cannot pay, but their potential, we are denying the right opportunities to be with us, with the team. So I said, no, that we will not do. So what I did, we have brought the fees to less. Since you all know, okay, some people would have enrolled in that old institute and all, so I don't want to put a big burden on them. So I have said 20 test, 3,000. Essay only some people wanted to write 1,500 fees. Essay test 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 or the essay test. They want to write only essay test, sir, it will be 1,500. Sir, I want to try everything, sir, A to Z, 1 to 30 test I want to write. All essay, everything I want to write. So the fees would be 6,000. These are the 3 ways in which you could, associate us. Right? This is the test batch schedule. This test batch schedule is already uploaded in the website. Okay, you can go to the website, download the test batch schedule. Okay, fees paying options also are available. You can Google Pay or something. Immediately once you have made the Google Pay, please communicate to us. Take a WhatsApp of the Google payment, send to us so that we can do it. Second aspect, I have not announced this test batch. Now this is, I am announcing here in the platform only. I am announcing the test batch here in this platform only. Number 1. And I am going to market it to some other places also. I am going to put it in the groups, all groups. So I do not know how many people are going to come. If more and more people are joining, maybe at one point of time I would restrict by saying that I could not keep more people in. So that restriction is there. So I'm just trying to say that if you want to make a decision, make the decision, join at the earliest. That's what we can do. Okay, I have another schedule also, test batch also, which is ready with me, which is for the optionals also. Okay, the test batch is also ready for the history optional students. So though some students who are present in the group may not be history optionals, but sufficient to know that history optional test series also is ready with us. Okay, then mathematics optional test series also is ready with us. Okay, all these test series is already available, means in the net. Just before I came to the class, I uploaded in the net. You can go download this test series, make a choice, make it fast so that we can work faster. We have no time, already we have spent 7 days after this announcement. So almost 95 days, 100 days we are having. Let us do something useful in this. Right? Right. So before you conclude, have anything to say, please ask something. 3 minutes. Yes, please. Ask anything. The class, you understood something? Western Ghats and other things? Is it audible first?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good. Then it's good. So the class, you Western Ghats is very important. I have just covered 25% of the Western Ghats in the class today. Okay. அடுத்த அடுத்த பார்ட் நம்ம இருக்குது வெஸ்டர்ன் காட்ஸ் நம்ம கண்டினியூ பண்ணுவோம். ஈஸ்டர்ன் காட்ஸும் நாளைக்கு டைம் இருந்தா நம்ம கண்டினியூ பண்ணுவோம். வில் கண்டினியூ திஸ்.
Hello sir.
We'll continue this.
Hello.
Hello. Yes.
Sir, yesterday slides எதுவுமே அப்லோட் பண்ணி சார் வாட்ஸ்அப் குரூப்ல நேற்று கிளாஸ்ல எடுத்த ஸ்லைட்ஸ்.
What topic is this? Himalayas.
Yes sir, Himalayas sir. Yesterday class Himalayas and
uploaded in one group. No, which group? You're all part of that group, no? My Sadik mentor.
Sir, Sadik IAS mentor உங்க குரூப்ல இருக்கும் சார். உங்க பேர்ல
I'll upload this. Okay, I'll see what is the issue. I'll upload this today. Okay, as far as the current affairs slides, I will upload once a substantial, because one page I don't want to upload. For 5 page ஆனதுக்கு அப்புறம் நான் current affairs upload பண்றேன். I will upload this current affairs once 5-6 topics are combined, then we'll put it. So keep constantly working. If you have anything, any doubts, you can keep asking me. Switch on your videos for just 1 minute. I want to see your faces again. Just for 1 minute, 30 seconds. Okay. All these people are there. Okay. Somebody is asking how to join WhatsApp group, sir. So you have a number, WhatsApp number. Just put your name, phone number, email ID. Say that I want to join this group. They will add you in some group. WhatsApp message அவங்களுக்கு அனுப்பிச்சு விட்டுருங்க. Okay, that's what it is. Okay. எல்லாம் உட்கார்ந்துருக்கீங்க. Okay. People are asking any prelims test series. I will start not now. Let the last. Every market is flooded with preliminary test batch. I know. Okay, you walk every corner. 10 preliminary test is actually jumping from the trees. தெருவில் வாக்கிங் போனா 10 preliminary test மேல கீழே கொட்டிட்டு இருக்குது. அது ரொம்ப அதிகமா இருக்குது. That I am not going to do right now. But I have decided to do something for the preliminary in a separate way. I want to discuss. At least I am thinking in the mind that once in a week, not now maybe, once in 15 days now we can do. Once the preliminary is nearing the last 60 days, I wanted to meet you in the same like this session, and I will do question discussion. I will do question discussions which will be free, I think. Okay, 99% I am planning to do this question discussion for free. Okay, but if you want to take the full test preliminary, I have not planned anything right now. The last we will do that. For 4 test, 5 test, UPC quality we will do that, and I'll put the question, we'll discuss. You can write this test also. Let us not much focus right now for the preliminary. 100 days, 90 days, you study for the mains. What are you studying for the mains is no different than what you are studying for the preliminary. எல்லாம் ஒண்ணுதான். கேட்கிற கேள்வி வேற, content வேற. Today we did preliminary test. Today the class was preliminary or mains class? You tell me. How many people say, type the message in the chat box, let us see. Today the class which you did, is it a preliminary class or is it a mains class? Type it in the chat box.
It connects both. Both, sir.
So that is how topic has to be read. When you read only preliminary enna mountain pyramid மனப்பாடம் பண்றீங்களா? tall god, wall god, fall god, செங்கோட்டை gap, ABCD இவ்வளவுதானா? இப்படியா படிக்க முடியும்? Can you read like this? You tell me. Any sir, when you do preliminary, maximum preliminary points, less mains points. And I do mains class, maximum mains orientation, less preliminary orientation also will be there in the class. When you go to the interview, all mix it together, question and answer session, it will be like this. நான் பேச புரியுதுல உங்களுக்கு? So there's no difference it is going to be. You understand this? So now if you are doing any session, preliminary questions also will come. From these topics, mains also possibility question is there. Okay, there are many mains points I am discussing today also in the class. So like this it could come. You understand? It spill over from preliminary to mains also. Right? So please make use of the test batch. Okay, I want most of the people to be a part of it so that a collective effort is taken. Wherever you are there, from there, if I could ensure you get 10 marks more in every mains paper. Paper 1 10 mark more because of the test series. Paper 2 10 mark more, paper 3 10 mark more, paper 4 10 mark more. Essay paper, if you are very down, if you are very poor, essay paper has got the opportunity to increase 30 marks. People getting 70, 80, they have got 115 essay out of 250. My toppers scores, the students who have scored with me is 157, 159. They have scored out of what mark? Out of 250. The highest mark anybody can get in any paper for that matter. For general studies, you can get 110. If the trend is good, you can get 120. Of course, in paper 1, people have got 132. Dharmashi got 129 in one time, then 132 GS. But in all other papers, paper 2, paper 3 in GS, people get around 80 to 105, 110. Right? Sir, in the optional papers, people get around 140 to 160. Optional papers. Paper around 140, 160, paper 2 around 140, 160 they get. So they end up in getting around 280 to 310, 320 marks. If you are poor means 250, you people, okay? It will be less. So I am telling is that because of this test batch, if 10 marks in every paper is increased, paper on 10, 20, 20, so 40 marks plus essay and 20, 30 marks will be increased. 70 marks either will put you into some service or it is going to put you out of the total UPC. My strategy is not so big. I never dream of Himalayas. It's personally because the institute which I have launched is going to be in my mindset only. Okay, how it is going to be? I don't bother to conquer Himalayas. I bother to keep the first step now today. ஒரு ஸ்டெப் நான் இப்ப எடுத்துக்கணும், இதுதான் எனக்கு முக்கியம். I don't want, sir, tell me the strategy, how to score 1000 out of 1000 in the mains. I'm not the person. You go to some other institute, they may give so many stories. Everybody in the India's 100 institutes are there. I am going to tell you how to get you 10 marks more than what you are today. Today if you are there, 10 marks more. Then after that, I will tell you how another 10 marks can be got more. Sir, how much is your preliminary content today? Then from there, how you can improve 2 questions more in the preliminary. What is everybody's range is in the preliminary, 80 questions everybody will do. These people sitting in the session, some people have written mains, 1 or 2 people have gone to the interview also. How much everybody will get questions, marks? 80 marks everybody will get. What is the cutoff? Close to 100. Sir, how to increase this 20 marks is a big problem, no? That is why we are all struggling here. We are not bothered about mark 1 to mark 50. Every Tom, Dick and Harry will get this mark 1 to mark 50. We are here to get mark 80 to mark 110. This 30 marks in the preliminary. So anything which you discuss, maybe this one question, if it is asked, 2 marks will come. Somewhere in this session. So many sessions we are conducting. Now our point linkage. That's what we are all trying. So my strategy is only this. What is practical, what is real, what an aspirant could do is going to be the way in which I design my test batch. This has been so. If I design something and if you cannot do that, then it is better I don't design anything. So my approach is always oriented towards what an aspirant could do. From then, how to lift him some 2-3 steps up. Then from there, 2-3 steps up I'll do. Just what it is. So anyhow, let it go. We'll stop here. All the very best. Okay. God bless you. So we'll see you. Oh, what time is this? Oh, 11:20. Okay. See you then. All the very best.